guys smell? Really bad. Good morning. Different day, same hoodie. I got a little bit of cleaning up and then I can get to digging dirt. Let's get it. You guys almost died. That was very close. There's a bug. Now the key is to, after you finally get it off, you make sure you go across it and clean it up. Make it look like it was a really good cut. For the next 30 years, someone's gonna see that and be like, wow, he sucks at chainsawing. Safety first. No! I didn't have the parking brake set. While the tractor's warming up a little bit, it was cold this morning. It's supposed to get nice though. I'm gonna try to work on this shelf here. I got a stump right here I gotta get out. That don't look too big, so hopefully that guy won't be too bad. Probably put you guys on a time lapse because this is kind of a boring process, but at least you get to watch. Got through to the other side here. It's not the grade that I want it to be yet, but it's just the base of all the clay and the crappy dirt. I want to grade it to close to where the garage door is over there. I'm going to bring it out a little bit more, probably closer to that big cedar in there, out through, so these rocks will be kind of poking out of the bank a little bit, and then it will kind of transition from the driveway right up through to the path that'll go back to the garden. Now that I have my trail over there that I can come through with the tractor, now I can get rid of all this dirt and clean up around this big rock right here, because I don't need to come through here anymore. Nothing but to get back on and do it. Luckily for you guys, it's on fast forward, but for me it's real time and it takes forever. So here we go. Got this high spot all out. Everything is graded. I know it's hard to probably see on camera, but the highest spot is back there. And it's all graded this way and towards the garage. So, in theory, any huge rain that we get should go right along the garage, and then at the end here, it goes right into the pipe drain, which is the big branch that comes down through. So I'm afraid, like, when we get 2-3 inches of rain in like one day that we get quite often here, I'm afraid of like this creating a pond in here and not going anywhere. So with this hard clay, it holds water for days. So with having a runoff underneath of the topsoil, I think is a good idea. So I got this rock all dug out. It is huge and it will not move anywhere. So this thing is going to be part of the garden. It's just gonna have to be. So I got all this graded, and I think the fence, we're gonna put like a garden fence up with chicken wire or something to try to keep the rabbits out, because we have a lot of rabbits here. So we're gonna end up running a fence, I think, from the garage corner right beside the rock out through, and then in the future I can weed whack and walk around the outside of perimeter at least a little bit. That'll make it nice. Still got a huge pile of topsoil back here then that I'm going to put over top, as well as we'll have to probably bring in some, get like a triaxle or two. But I was informed like yesterday that we're gonna get anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain Saturday, which this is Friday now. So that's why I was in hustle mode trying to get this all finished, or at least the base done, because I know when it gets that much rain, this is gonna be slimy and messy for multiple days. So I ended up coming over here. This ditch here is what comes down from behind the house. It's all graded this way, so this gets a lot of water coming down this way, and as it was earlier, it would have just ended up all right here, which was not going to be good. So I just came in here with the backhoe and made a very large ditch across here for now. And when it all dries up and I can get back to this, I got to get this pile burnt, as well as use all this topsoil, put all this down over top of the garden, and then I can grade this back here and do a official ditch up farther a little bit behind this dirt pile and then down to the road, which has its own culverts that go across and stuff. So that works out quite well. I'm gonna build this bank out a little bit more, I think, so then these rocks are more like recessed into the dirt, basically from the trash can over to that rock pile. I want to cut in there and make that straight, so then when people come over and park and we have trailers and stuff in here, nothing's on a grade anymore. It's just going to be a lot nicer. So all that dirt is the plan for here. Whenever I can get to this, which I thought I was stacking all those big rocks out of the way, and now I kind of put them where I want to work next, which is normal for me. The Kioti CK3520 with the backhoe is the tractor that I purchased. That thing is doing very well. I bought the hydrostatic. It breaks up the clay quite well with the backhoe, but with the bucket, it just stops you in your tracks and it just bogs down. It just doesn't have the power. Plus you can kind of see the loader flexing a little bit. So it kind of freaks me out. Like I said, I don't know the name. I'll make a video on it in the future, but whenever it does ship, I do have like a toothed bar coming for the bottom, and it's a little bit different than most. It's not just teeth like on a skid steer. It actually has like, it's almost like a V, and each V is chamfered, and you're supposed to be able to like go in under little trees, little saplings, and just flip your bucket, and it's supposed to flip the trees up, as well as cut clay and dirt better. And it's like a 1/2 inch thick or 3/4 inch thick plate of steel. It's pretty beefy. So I'm hoping that will shave this clay a little nicer in the future, because this ain't the only place that we have this kind of clay. It's everywhere here. So it's going to be a lot of backhoe work, and I'm hoping that bucket attachment will help. Renting equipment, I would have been using a skid steer and an excavator, because I've had skid steers here before and they don't even tear into this clay. You can't go in and just take, 6, 8, 12 inches of the clay. It won't do it. It'll stop you. So I've always had to take, you know, 2-3 inches and flip the bucket and then just work your way back down to keep going to get a full bucket of clay. So even with a skid steer, it struggled. And I always bought or rented the 10,000 pounds skid steer and then also the excavator. But with this tractor, it takes a little bit longer, but it's mine. I could work on it through the week. I could work it on the weekend. It's really nice to have. Even if it takes longer, it's something that I could afford, and it still does the job. I did have one regen process go through. I wasn't exactly sure what that light meant, and I googled it really quick, and it was in the regen process. It started to stink really bad, but according to the manual, you can let it run above, I think it's 1500 RPMs, which I operate around 2000 usually. So I just kept it running and just kept on going with my thing, and then after a while the light went back off, and all well was good, I guess. It didn't care. The only thing the manual says is do not shut the motor off, or else it could hurt things. So just let it run and let it do its cycle. I'm very happy with the choice of tractor so far. If I had one complaint right now about the tractor, it would be you can't do 2 functions at once, which is something different. I didn't even think of that when I purchased it, and I don't know if it would have really made me choose another brand, even if another brand offered that. I don't know if like Kubota you can do this, or you know, the TYMs would allow you to do it. But if you want to like dump the load and lower or raise the bucket, I think it is that. If you lower the bucket and raise the loader, it won't do that together. You have to do it individually. And there's a couple of them like that, even with the backhoe, which is kind of annoying, because like when you want to come over and save time, you can set yourself up to where it was to dig again. There's a couple that do work together, like I said, but there's a good part of them that don't. So that is something that I would look at now for the future if I bought another one, to see if that would be something I can get in certain tractors. All in all though, very satisfied with it. If you like this video, please tell me. If you didn't like it, tell me anyways. Hit the like button, subscribe, it's all free. Just like click the subscribe button and then hit the bell for notifications. That'd be really cool.